You think you know how to mow your lawn. What if I told you that everything you've been doing, every weekend you've spent pushing that mower, has actually been hurting your grass? You might be making some huge mistakes without even realizing it. These aren't just small slip-ups. They're habits that are stressing your lawn, making it weak, and inviting in all sorts of problems like weeds and diseases. But don't worry, because today we are going to uncover the 7 biggest mowing mistakes. And I promise, by the end of this video, you'll look at your mower and your lawn in a completely new way. You'll go from accidentally damaging your grass to knowing exactly how to give it the perfect cut every single time. It's time to find out what they are. Let's get right into the first major mistake so many people make. Mowing with a dull blade. It sounds so simple, right? But this is probably the single most common and destructive thing you can do to your lawn. Think about it like this. A sharp mower blade gives each blade of grass a clean, precise slice. It's like a surgeon's scalpel, but a dull blade. That's not cutting at all. It's ripping and tearing the grass. Instead of a clean cut, you're left with a jagged, shredded wound on every single blade of grass. This ragged edge is a huge problem. It can't heal properly, and it turns a brownish, ugly color, making your whole lawn look frayed and unhealthy. Even worse, these torn ends are an open invitation for diseases and pests. It's like leaving a giant open door for all the bad stuff to get in and infect your grass. So, how often should you sharpen your blade? A good rule of thumb is to sharpen it after every 25 hours of mowing. For most people, that means about twice a season. You can do it yourself with a file or a grinder, or take it to a local small engine shop. It's a small task that makes a massive difference. A sharp blade is step 1 for a healthy lawn. Now, let's talk about the second mistake, which is just as critical. Mowing your grass way too short. I see this everywhere. People scalp their lawns, cutting them down to the dirt, thinking it will mean they have to mow less often. This is a disaster for your grass. It's called scalping, and it's like giving your lawn a severe sunburn with no protection. Here's why. The green part of the grass blade is where photosynthesis happens. That's how the grass makes food from sunlight. When you cut it super short, you remove most of its food-making factory. The lawn panics. It has to use up all its energy reserves just to regrow the blades, leaving nothing for developing strong roots. And speaking of roots, short grass means shallow roots. Why? Because the plant tries to balance the size of its root system with the size of its leafy top. If the top is tiny, the roots will be too. Shallow roots can't reach deep into the soil for water, especially during a hot summer. This makes your lawn super vulnerable to drought and heat stress. Plus, a taller lawn provides shade for the soil. This keeps the ground cool, helps it hold onto moisture, and most importantly, it blocks sunlight from reaching weed seeds. When you scalp your lawn, you're rolling out the welcome mat for crabgrass and other weeds to sprout and take over. So, what's the right height? It depends on your grass type, but a great general rule is to never cut more than 1/3 of the grass blade's height at a time. For most cool season grasses, aim for a height of about 3 to 4 inches. That's the sweet spot for a lush, resilient lawn. This brings us directly to mistake number 3. Mowing on a strict, rigid schedule. A lot of people think, it's Saturday, so it's time to mow, regardless of what the lawn actually needs. But your grass doesn't grow according to your calendar. It grows based on weather, temperature, and rainfall. Mowing every 7 days on the dot might be convenient for you, but it could be terrible for your lawn. Remember the 1/3 rule we just talked about? That's your golden guide. During periods of rapid growth, like in the spring, you might need to mow every 4 or 5 days to avoid cutting off too much at once. But during a hot, dry spell in the middle of summer, your grass growth slows down. You might be able to go 10 days or even 2 weeks without mowing. The key is to watch your lawn, not the calendar. Let the height of the grass tell you when it's time to cut. Forcing a mow when the grass is stressed from heat or drought is like kicking it when it's already down. It puts even more strain on the plant. So, be flexible. Adapt your mowing frequency to the season and the weather. Your lawn will be much healthier and happier if you listen to what it needs, instead of forcing it to fit your schedule. Okay, let's move on to mistake number 4, and this one is a bit of a classic. Always mowing in the exact same pattern. You go out, you start in the same corner, you make the same turns, and you finish in the same spot. Week after week. It might feel efficient, but you're actually training your grass to be lazy. When you mow in the same direction every time, the grass blades start to lean in the direction you mow. They learn to bend over to avoid the blade. This can create ruts in your lawn from the mower wheels, and it makes it harder to get a clean, even cut. The grass isn't standing up straight and tall, so the mower just pushes it over instead of slicing it. The solution is simple. Mix it up. Change your mowing pattern every single time you cut. If you mowed in horizontal stripes last week, mow in vertical stripes this week. The next time, try diagonal stripes. Then switch the diagonals the other way. This variety encourages the grass blades to grow straight and upright, which leads to a much healthier and cleaner cut. It also prevents your mower's wheels from compacting the same lines in the soil over and over again. It might take a little more thought, but changing your pattern is a simple trick that results in a more professional, carpet-like appearance for your lawn. The 5th major mistake is a big one. Mowing when the grass is wet. I know it can be tempting. Maybe it rained all weekend and Monday is your only chance. But mowing wet grass is a bad idea for several reasons. First, you won't get a clean cut. Wet grass blades are heavy with water and they clump together. Your mower blade can't slice them cleanly. Instead, it will just tear and pull them, leaving a messy, uneven finish. You'll end up with clumps of wet clippings all over your lawn. These wet clumps are terrible. They block sunlight from reaching the grass underneath, which can yellow or even kill the patches of lawn they're covering. They also create a damp, moist environment that is a perfect breeding ground for fungal diseases. On top of that, mowing a wet lawn is tough on your mower. The wet clippings can clog up the underside of the mower deck, which reduces its cutting performance and puts a strain on the engine. And from a safety perspective, you have a higher risk of slipping on wet turf, especially on slopes. So, be patient. Wait for the lawn to dry out. The best time to mow is usually in the late afternoon or early evening when the morning dew has evaporated and the sun isn't at its strongest. Now for mistake number 6. Moving too fast. We all have busy lives, and it's natural to want to get the lawn mowing done as quickly as possible. You put on your headphones, you rev up the engine, and you basically start sprinting behind your mower. But rushing the job leads to a poor quality cut. When you mow too quickly, the mower blade doesn't have enough time to properly lift and cut each blade of grass. It might miss some spots, or it might not cut them evenly. The result is a ragged, inconsistent look. You're not giving the blades the chance to spin at their optimal speed to create the suction needed to pull the grass up for a clean slice. Think of it like getting a haircut. You wouldn't want your barber to rush through with the clippers at lightning speed, would you? You'd end up with a choppy, uneven mess. It's the same for your lawn. A steady, deliberate pace is what you need. This allows the mower to work as it was designed, giving you a beautiful, uniform finish. It's not a race. Slowing down just a little bit will dramatically improve the quality of your cut and the overall health and appearance of your lawn. A few extra minutes spent mowing at a proper pace is a great investment. And finally, we arrive at the 7th and final mistake. This is one that many people think they are doing right, but there's a crucial detail they miss: bagging your grass clippings. For decades, we were told that leaving clippings on the lawn would cause thatch, which is that layer of dead organic material that can suffocate your grass. So, we all diligently bagged our clippings and hauled them to the curb. But science has shown us that this is a mistake, provided you are mowing correctly. Those grass clippings are not trash. They are free fertilizer. They are packed with nitrogen and other valuable nutrients. When you leave the clippings on the lawn, a practice called grass cycling, they decompose quickly and return those nutrients right back to the soil. This is incredibly beneficial. It's estimated that grass clippings can provide up to 25% of your lawn's total fertilizer needs for the year. That means you can use less synthetic fertilizer, which saves you money and is better for the environment. The key here is that this only works if the clippings are small. If you're following the 1/3 rule and mowing frequently, the clippings will be short and will disappear into the lawn in a day or two. They won't cause thatch. It's only when you cut off huge chunks of long, wet grass that you get those ugly clumps we talked about earlier. So, ditch the bag. Invest in a mulching mower or a mulching blade if you can. It will chop the clippings into even finer pieces, helping them break down even faster. Let your lawn feed itself. It's the natural, smart, and easy way to a healthier yard. So there you have it. 7 of the most common and most damaging mowing mistakes that people make all the time. Let's quickly recap. First, mowing with a dull blade that tears your grass. Second, cutting your grass way too short and stressing it out. Third, mowing on a rigid schedule instead of when the grass actually needs it. Fourth, using the same mowing pattern every single time. Fifth, mowing when the grass is wet. Sixth, trying to break a speed record while you mow. And seventh, bagging up your clippings and throwing away free fertilizer. Correcting these habits is going to completely transform your lawn care routine. You'll go from working against your grass to working with it. You'll be promoting strong roots, dense growth, and a natural resistance to weeds and disease. It's about being smart and understanding what your lawn really needs to thrive. It's not about spending more time or more money. It's about doing things the right way. Now that you know how to avoid these common pitfalls, your lawn is on its way to looking better than ever. It's going to be greener, thicker, and healthier. Be sure to subscribe for more lawn care tips.